welcome back to another Dylan Productions video. Today I am going to talk about how x divided by 0 may or may not be infinity. And in my last video about this, I was pretty sure that it was, but now I'm not as sure, and ignore that Star Wars music. Ignore that Star Wars music from the other classroom. That is actually kind of distracting. Well, just ignore it. So, one thing you're probably noticing about my desktop is that it's clean. Yes, I am very excited about the fact that I moved all my desktop files into a folder called Things. Yes, I'm very excited about that. Now let's get to the math. So, in our last video, we said that x equals 5. So, in this video, we're going to keep with the x is 5 thing. So, there are several ways to argue that 5 divided by 0 is infinite. And there are several ways to argue that it's not. And we're going to go over all of them, and then we're going to see which is right. So, let's do 5 divided by 100 is 0.05. 5 divided by 10 is 0.5. 5 divided by 5 is 1.0. Is 1.0. 5 divided by 4 is 1.25. 5 divided by 3 is 1.66666666, so on. 5 divided by 2 is, wow, they're really bringing on the Star Wars music, but 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, and then 5 divided by 1 is 5 divided by 1 is 5. That's obvious. So, you may have been noticing that music is just plain distracting. You may have been noticing that as our divisor gets smaller, the answer gets bigger. And that trend continues. Let's do 5 divided by 0.5 is 10. 5 divided by 0.1 is 50. And 5 divided by 0.01 is 500. And now let's try a really big number, like 5 divided by 0.678, good amount of zeros, and then we put a 1. Let's see what that would equal. Behold. Yes, 5 billion. You're reading the screen right. 5 billion. That is a big number. And if it just gets bigger, it only makes sense that 5 divided by 0 has to be infinite. There's another way of arguing that this equals infinite. 2 goes into 5. I always say 2, but it's supposed to be 2.5. 2.5 goes into 5 twice. 1 goes into 5 times. 0.5 goes into 5 10 times. 0.1 goes into 5 50 times. 0.01 goes into 5 500 times. Now let's try another big number, like 0.123. Like 0.00000001. How many times does that go into 5? Behold. That same number, 5 billion. And so this only can mean one thing. 0 has to go into 5, well, infinite times. Because 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is still 0. So it would take an infinite amount of zeros just to have any value at all. But if you think about that, an infinite amount of zeros, wouldn't that be infinity? And so this brings us to our next point. 5 divided by infinity. You may think that 5 divided by infinity is 0, since you're breaking it into an infinite amount of pieces, and since there's an infinite amount of equal pieces, they would have to be infinitely small, right? Wrong. Because, well, it's easier to think about it if we do 1 divided by infinity. 1 divided by infinity is not 0. It's infinitely close to 0. It may as well be 0, but it is not 0. And so that must apply to 5 divided by 0 as well. It's infinitely close to infinity, and it may as well be infinity, but it's not infinity. And you know what that means? Thanks for watching. I hope to see you on the YouTube channel, and have a nice day.